do either of you routinely shave your face?
I use an old school like Bic razor.
Oh my God, you do? You
And
trust yourself?
Oh yeah.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Yo, here we are.
Look at this girl. She's all ready for the Seahawks in the playoffs.
I mean, I got to tell you, last night, another reason I wasn't going to go to dinner because I was glued to the television. I was so excited. I mean, it sucks. The Lions, of course. Welcome, everyone. This is the Pregame 10 minutes of fun. We can get into it in its entirety on our full-length podcast. But, of course, we tape this on Monday. So just immediate reactions. Go Gators. Look at your cute wear sweatshirt for the Gators.
National championship tonight for college, which means tomorrow is a new year. So Gators, let's try to win. You know, WIN.
Of Gators, Gator Gal 422 asks, how does it make you feel to know that you could be inspiring young girls to go into sports broadcasting? Miss Andrews, Gator Gal is talking to you.
I appreciate your questions. We appreciate all your questions on the pregame show. Oh, it makes us feel great. I actually get emotional about it. I think more so when dads come up to me and say, my daughter looks up to you. And Chris and I were just at a dinner in Vegas for an event, and the gentleman I was sitting next to, and I think I was dropping F-bombs left and right because I was passionate about something like I do on this show. And he was like, my fourth grader. And I was like, I am sorry.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, exactly. And
how about you?
We were doing, along those same lines, we were doing, the next day had something, and someone, this gentleman came up. He was so nice, and he was like, my wife loves you. She even bought some stuff from Mark and Graham because you mentioned it on the podcast. And I was like, wait, you listen? That's so sweet. But anyways, no, as far as how does it make you feel to know that you could be inspiring young girls, anything that I can do to inspire, as we call it, the younger generation. I mean, we know who we looked up to and wanting to do this, and watching, a lot of women came before us to help us. We paved the way. We've been now in it for a long time. So I think it's very sweet. And to Erin's point, it does make me emotional as well, because I never think that anyone's listening. And when they are, it's sweet. Next, girl.
Okay, is it Zeka Wright? Who is your first celebrity crush? For me, we had him on this show, Jonathan Knight, or as we discussed in Vegas with Charles Woodson, Kevin McHale, 32 forever. What about you, CT?
Mine, I had a crush on Tom Cruise because I loved the movie Top Gun, and him riding the motorcycle up over the hill in the bomber jacket. And then I wanted to be Kelly McGillis and the whole deal. So Tom Cruise.
The French kiss.
And then I think Michael Jordan. I still have a crush on Michael Jordan. We all know the story. I don't want to ever interview him because I don't want anything to detract my 13-year-old mind from my love of Jordan, or 40-year-old mind, either way.
Fine.
All right. Maggie Davis TV says, advice on staying in touch with players, coaches, and how to ask for their numbers professionally. I don't know. I feel like you're on calls with a lot more of them.
Yeah.
So how do you do it?
I got to be honest, I don't really ask for their numbers. I don't do that. A lot of times when we get set up with calls with them for the game that's separate from what Kevin and Greg are on, they'll sometimes call on their cells. I do not save their numbers. I just feel like if a player wants you, and I don't mean this in a relationship, sexual kind of way, if they want you to have their number, they're going to reach out to you. I got to be honest, a lot of times how I keep in touch with players, and it's not the, sexual relationship way, is DM.
Me too. Same thing.
Prime example, I got to sit down with CeeDee Lamb this weekend, and people have talked a lot about T.Y. Hilton being part of the Cowboys, and Dak has said, and a couple of people have said it's reminded us of Randall Cobb. I love Randall Cobb. I love his wife.
Salad.
I DM them. Who doesn't? Some chicken. But I just said, hey, you're getting talked about a lot here in Dallas. And he wrote back, you can kind of tell when guys are interested in having that relationship with you. If not, what about you?
It's also different now. I feel like early on, it was, I wouldn't have dared.
You're talking to an athlete? Yeah.
Yeah. And that game, in the game of the DM thing wasn't as big because, again, we're older. But now it's actually great to have that access. And to your point, and what you're asking or what you're saying is thanks, whether it's thanks so much for taking the time to sit down. Quick question. So-and-so says they love you. I'm sitting down with them next week. What are your thoughts on them? It's not hard. And I think that now with the social media platforms, it's become a lot easier. All right, next.
D. Griffin 980, strawberry or grape jelly. I actually don't care.
Oh,
I'm
I
actually
hate
not
grape.
choosy on this.
Oh, whenever you go to a restaurant and like it's for breakfast and the grape is always the one
small
that's
one?
left. The Concord grape is always left in those little peel back things. I'm looking for a raspberry
I
number one on the power
disagree.
rankings. Strawberry. I can't do any
I
of the
think it's
citrus
the
flavors.
gross mixed fruit one that's always left. I don't want that. Why are you putting that on my tray?
I don't know. I can't do the grape, the mixed fruit, or the citrus. Strawberry or raspberry, give it to me all day. And I love the old school jams with like the red and white top.
Yeah,
like it
so
looks
does
like we got on
Jared.
a farm.
Yep. The cursive writing.
Yes, exactly. Jared gets it because, we're farm gals. Mm-hmm.
Well, you
You're a
have
big
to have
city
that at
gal.
your ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, Jesse Bushnell. Sorry, I'm jumping you. Do either of you routinely shave your face? CT mentioned it on an old pod, and I need all the deets. Go ahead.
So I bought the fancy thing that Erin had, which was and then I ended up breaking out because I was like still in the phase of my life. This was like last year, still breaking out because I think the hair protected like the pores from getting like clogged. So whenever I would use that, I would break out. So I was like, fuck this, I ain't doing it anymore. Then my face finally cleared up, and now I use an old school like Bic razor.
Oh
and
my God, you do?
You
and trust yourself?
Oh yeah. I'll get in. I'm like, I should go work at a barber shop after this because in my bathroom, there's like natural light from the top. And so I get on the side and I go around the corner and the jawline. I go all around. And then sometimes you got to get into the neck. Oh, yeah.
The neck.
Oh, yeah. I'm into it because it is furry sometimes.
It is. I get mine done at our facialist, and I've noticed, and I told Jillian this, is that when I get it done, I feel like my face is numb for like a week or so. It's a weird sensation.
It feels so good though. Just soft. You know what I'm into? Coconut oil all over the face.
Really?
I've been lathering. Oh my God.
It doesn't make you break out?
It hasn't yet. And again, maybe because I finally got that spirit. If any of you out there, I'm going to talk about it on the full length podcast. I'm going to do a PSA
Spray tan?
No, the spirulactone. Ask your dermatologist. I don't know why
it took
35 years for me to go to the Nashville dermatologist to finally be like, oh, well, this is a simple solution. Meanwhile, I'd been on Accutane 7 times and I probably couldn't have a child if I tried because I've been on that medication for so long. So spirulactone, kids.
I need to do that. I had a good amount of drinks on Friday night in Washington, D.C. Was it Friday or Saturday? Nope, it was Saturday because we had a late game and it had a great evening. We had a good dinner, and then the end of the night, it was me, Pereira, Jillian Gregory, and Kevin Burkhart. We were laughing, telling stories. Went back to my room. I got all crazy with the tweezers and the zip popper. I actually tweezed out the whitehead. I think I took too much out because now I have massacred my face. Thank God I didn't have a post-game interview because they would have been like, the difference in the game. What's the difference in your chin?
You're ridiculous.
It's bleeding.
Bleeding. Liz Subert. Favorite date night during the season versus off season, but I know you girls are hustling all year. First of all, Liz, you are so adorable how you just phrased that question. So love you for that. Erin's better at this than I am. I'm a bad girlfriend during the season. I'm just like, I just want to stay inside.
No, you're
not.
I don't
want to go. I don't want to get dressed up. I don't want to go out. I mean, I thought I was like being sexy last night, even just putting on shorts, the sets. That I was putting on the shorts, not the sweat version of the sweats.
Like with your coconut oil?
Yeah, like coconut oil. And meanwhile, he like left and went to dinner. And I was like, all right, got the house to myself. Yeah. But yeah, I am a date night. I'll be good once the season's over.
Yeah, it's hard, especially now. Week 18, we're done. We're exhausted. I look like ass. I got in at 3:30 in the morning, texting Carissa jumps on the text chain, go to bed.
I mean, that we're going to talk about that on the full length podcast. When my phone is vibrating and wakes me up at 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? It is text chains with Schrager, you, and someone else that's been going on for an hour and a half, and I'm like, what are they doing?
Oh my God. Yeah, we do need to talk about it. A lot of things to recap. We haven't obviously done our podcast since Monday Night Football last week. That was an emotional week for everyone involved in the NFL. You did a great job with that. A couple of things I also want to talk about on the podcast that's dropping on Thursday. I know we give a Calm Down Dream Award every once in a while. Want to check in with you, see if there's one. I want to start doing a part of our show called the Jillian Quote of the Week. I have one for you.
Okay, I'm into this.
You heard it and I remembered it and so much more. Please check us out.
Yes, please do. Full length podcast out Thursday. Enjoy.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.